Oh, hi there. Here, let me get the door for you. That box looks incredibly heavy. It is always a little tricky trying to open a door when your hands are completely full. I have been there before, trust me. Are you just moving in today, or have you been bringing things in over the past few days? Either way, welcome. It is always exciting to see a new face around the building.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. You are a lifesaver. Yeah, I think I packed this one way too full. It is absolutely loaded with kitchen stuff, pots and pans mostly. I have been moving things in since yesterday, actually. Got the keys on Friday evening and started right away. I am Daniel, by the way. It is really nice to meet someone from the building so early on. I was honestly hoping to run into a neighbor soon.
Ha! Been there. That phrase means I totally understand from my own experience. I once tried to carry 3 bags of groceries and a yoga mat up 4 flights of stairs. It did not go well. Anyway, it is so nice to meet you, Daniel. I am Maya. I live in apartment 4B, which is just 2 floors above you, if I had to guess. I have been in this building for about 3 years now, so if you have any questions about anything, I am happy to help.
Oh, wow, apartment 4B. So you are just upstairs. That is great to know. I am in 2B. 3 years is a good amount of time to know a place really well. I actually just moved here from Portland, which is quite a long way, so everything is completely new to me. I do not know the streets, the shops, nothing yet. Have you lived here in this city for a long time, or did you also move here from somewhere else at some point? I'm curious about what the area is like.
Portland. Wow, that is quite a distance. I actually moved here from a smaller town myself about 4 years ago now. I remember feeling a little overwhelmed at first, like where do I even begin? But honestly, after the first couple of weeks, it starts to feel like home really quickly. The phrase getting settled in is perfect for what you are going through right now. It means getting comfortable and organized in a new place. And this neighborhood especially is really wonderful for that. What brought you all the way out here from Portland, if you do not mind me asking?
Not at all. I do not mind. A new job, actually. It is a design and marketing role at a company downtown, and it was just too good of an opportunity to pass up. The phrase too good to pass up means it was so good that I could not say no to it. But the timeline has been really tight. I start on Monday, so I am trying to get completely settled in before then. It is a bit of a rush, honestly. I barely had time to pack properly, let alone think about exploring the area. I feel like I have been on autopilot for the past week.
Oh, wow, that is a really quick turnaround. The expression quick turnaround means moving from one situation to another very fast, with very little time in between. Moving to a whole new city and starting a job on Monday, that is a lot to handle all at once. But honestly, try not to stress too much. The building is in a really great location, and once you step outside and start walking around, you will see just how convenient everything is. The neighborhood is also very quiet during the week, which is perfect if you need to focus after long days at a new job. You are really going to love it here, I think.
That is so great to hear, honestly. I was a little worried about the noise level. Back in Portland, I lived near a busy street and it could get pretty loud at night. Quiet during the week sounds absolutely perfect for me. Speaking of being new and not knowing anything yet, is there a good grocery store nearby? I have not had time to explore at all, and my fridge is completely empty right now. That is probably going to be my first mission once I finish bringing these boxes in. Do you have a recommendation for where to go?
Yes, absolutely. So when you walk out the front door, turn left onto the main street. And when I say main street, I mean the big road right in front of the building. And it is about a 5-minute walk from here. You will pass a coffee shop and a pharmacy, and then the grocery store is right there on the corner. You really cannot miss it. It is a mid-sized store, not a huge supermarket, but it has everything you need for daily life, good quality, reasonable prices, and as a bonus tip, there is also a farmer's market that runs on Sunday mornings just 2 blocks away. Fresh vegetables, local bread, that kind of thing. Totally worth checking out.
A farmer's market. Oh, that sounds amazing, actually. I love fresh produce. Back in Portland, I used to go to one almost every weekend. It became a little ritual for me. The word ritual here means a habit or routine that you enjoy and do regularly. I will definitely have to check that out once I'm a bit more settled. That phrase, once I am a bit more settled, means once my life is a little more organized and I am not in moving chaos anymore. Do you usually go to the farmer's market yourself? Maybe I will run into you there sometime. That would be nice.
I go pretty much every Sunday. Yes, it's one of my favorite parts of the weekend. There is a woman who sells the most incredible sourdough bread. I always buy a loaf from her. And in the summer there are flowers too, which I love. So, yes, if you come by on a Sunday morning, there is a good chance you will spot me there carrying a reusable bag full of vegetables and looking very pleased with myself. It is a really nice way to get to know the neighborhood too, because a lot of the same people come every week. You start to recognize faces, chat a little. It is a very welcoming community overall.
That sounds like such a nice community vibe. I am really hoping to meet people and feel at home here fairly quickly. Moving to a new city can feel a little isolating at first, you know? The word isolating means feeling alone or separated from others. It is a common feeling when you move somewhere new. But conversations like this one actually make me feel a lot better about it already. It is really reassuring to meet a friendly neighbor on literally the first full day here. By the way, are there other friendly people in the building? What is the general atmosphere like among the residents here?
Honestly, yes, most people here are really nice. It is a pretty mixed building. There is an older couple on the 3rd floor who are absolutely lovely. They sometimes leave homemade cookies in the hallway, which is the best thing ever. And there's a young couple on the 1st floor with a really cute dog, so you will probably hear some barking from time to time, but they are very considerate about it. Overall, it is a very calm, respectful building. People say hello in the hallway, hold the elevator for each other, that kind of thing. Nobody is unfriendly. I think you will fit right in here. That expression means you will feel comfortable and be accepted easily.
Oh, homemade cookies in the hallway. That is next level neighborly behavior. The phrase next level is informal slang meaning something is exceptionally good, beyond what you would normally expect. And a dog on the 1st floor. I actually love dogs, so that is good news for me. It really does sound like a great building to live in. I was honestly a little anxious about whether I had made the right choice picking this place, especially since I had to decide so quickly because of the job timeline. But hearing all of this makes me feel much more confident that I made a good decision. That is a real relief.
Absolutely. I think you made a great choice. And look, I know that moving fast and making big decisions under pressure can feel really stressful, but sometimes those snap decisions actually work out really well. A snap decision is a choice made very quickly without a lot of time to think it over. And hey, I also wanted to mention, if you need anything at all while you are getting set up, or if you have questions about the building, like how the laundry room works, it is a bit confusing at first with the machines and the payment system. Please do not hesitate to just knock on my door. I am usually home on weekends.
That is so incredibly kind of you. Thank you. I was actually going to ask about the laundry. I noticed there was a room for it downstairs, but I had no idea how the system worked. I peeked in earlier, and there were all these machines with different buttons, and I just kind of backed away slowly. The phrase backed away slowly is used humorously here to mean I was confused and did not want to deal with it yet. I will 100% take you up on that offer. Take you up on that means to accept an offer someone has made. So yes, expect a knock on your door sometime soon.
Yes. The laundry room can definitely be intimidating at first. The trick is that you need to download a specific app on your phone to pay for the machines. You cannot use coins or anything like that. It is all digital now. Once you have the app set up, it is actually very easy and convenient, but nobody tells you about it when you move in, which I think is a design flaw, honestly. I remember standing there for 10 minutes on my first week, wondering why the machine would not start. So I completely understand the confusion. Just come find me and I will walk you through the whole thing, step by step.
Oh, an app. Okay, that makes a lot more sense now. I would never have figured that out on my own without help, I think. It is funny, right? You would think that sort of information would be in the welcome packet or something. But I did not really get much of that when I picked up the keys. By the way, are there any other building-specific things I should know? Like, is there a particular time when the trash goes out, or any rules about the communal areas that people follow? I would hate to accidentally do something wrong and upset anyone in the first week.
Good thinking to ask. So trash goes out on Tuesday evenings. You just leave the bags in the collection area near the back of the building, and the bins are clearly labeled for regular trash and recycling. It is pretty straightforward once you see it. For the communal areas, the hallways and the entrance, people are generally just respectful and keep things tidy. Nothing too strict. Oh, and one thing worth knowing is that the front door locks automatically at all times. So always make sure you have your key or your phone with the door app before you step outside. I locked myself out twice in the first month. It was not my finest moment.
Oh, good to know about the front door. I can absolutely see myself doing exactly that. Just popping out for 2 seconds without my keys and then being stranded outside. The word stranded means stuck somewhere with no way to leave or get where you need to be. I will make sure to always double check before I walk out. And recycling is great. I was always pretty careful about recycling back in Portland. I actually feel a little better knowing the building has a system for it. It is one of those small things that matters to me. Is there any food waste recycling as well? Or just regular recycling?
Yes, there is actually. There is a small compost bin in the kitchen waste area. It is the green one right next to the main bins. It gets collected weekly. I was really happy when I found out about it too, because I cook a lot and generate a fair amount of food scraps. The word compost refers to a system where food and organic waste is collected and broken down to create natural fertilizer, very good for the environment. It sounds like you are going to be a great addition to the building, Daniel. Someone who cares about recycling and composting and all of that. We need more people like that around here.
Ha! Well, I appreciate that. I try to be a responsible citizen where I can. You mentioned you cook a lot. Are you a good cook? I am only asking because I am pretty terrible at it myself, and I have been eating a lot of takeout lately because of the move. I keep telling myself I will start cooking properly once I am settled in. But if I am being honest with myself, I know I will probably need some new recipe inspiration. Do you have a favorite type of food to cook? I am always curious about that. It says a lot about a person, I think.
Oh, I love that question. I would say I am a pretty decent cook. I really enjoy making Mediterranean food. Things like roasted vegetables, hummus from scratch, pasta with fresh herbs. The word from scratch means making something entirely by yourself using raw ingredients rather than buying it pre-made. It is a very useful cooking phrase. But honestly, when I first moved here, I also a lot of takeout. There is absolutely nothing wrong with that during the adjustment period. And speaking of food, there is a really good Italian restaurant just around the corner that does delivery. The pasta is incredible. Once you are set up and craving something delicious, I highly recommend it.
Italian food delivered to my door sounds like exactly what I need tonight, honestly. After a full day of moving boxes, I am not going to have any energy left to cook. No energy left is a natural phrase meaning you are completely exhausted. You have used up all your physical and mental energy. What is the restaurant called? I will look it up on my phone. And Mediterranean food sounds amazing too. I actually love hummus. Maybe once you have mastered that from-scratch hummus recipe, you could share the secret sometime. I could definitely use some cooking inspiration when life calms down a bit.
It is called Trattoria Bello. You will find it easily just searching that name. They have the best carbonara I have ever tasted in my life. And that is saying something because I am quite picky about pasta. Saying something in this context means it is a significant statement. In other words, the compliment really means a lot. And yes, I would absolutely share my hummus recipe. It is not even complicated. It is just about using good quality tahini and the right amount of lemon juice. We should definitely have coffee sometime once you are settled in and not running on empty. That expression means feeling completely drained and exhausted.
Running on empty. That is exactly how I feel right now. I think I woke up at 7 this morning to start carrying boxes, and I have barely stopped since. But yes, coffee sounds like a wonderful idea. I would love that. It is nice to already have a potential plan to look forward to in a new city where I do not know many people yet. And I will definitely order from Trattoria Bello tonight. Thank you for the recommendation. It is funny how moving to a new place can feel overwhelming, but little things like knowing where to get a good meal tonight make a surprisingly big difference to your mood.
You are so right about that. When I first moved here, someone told me where to find a good bakery that sold fresh croissants in the morning. And honestly, that tiny piece of information made me feel so much more at home. Small practical things, knowing where your nearest grocery store is, knowing a good restaurant for when you are tired, they add up and make a place start to feel familiar much faster than you would expect. By the way, I just realized, have you had breakfast yet today? Because there is also a really good cafe just around the corner if you need a proper coffee break at some point today. You have definitely earned one.
Breakfast. Ha! I had half a granola bar in the car while unloading things at about 8 o'clock. I think that technically counts. Technically is a useful word that means something meets the absolute minimum definition of something, barely qualifying. But yes, a cafe sounds brilliant. Once I get this last big load of boxes inside, I might reward myself with a proper coffee and maybe a sandwich. I think I have genuinely earned it after the morning I have had. What is the cafe called? I'm going to write all of these recommendations down. Grocery store, Italian restaurant, farmer's market, cafe. I'm building quite a useful list here.
Ha! The granola bar definitely counts as breakfast. Survival mode is real during a move. The cafe is called the Corner Cup. Very original name, I know, but the coffee is genuinely excellent. They do a great flat white, and their avocado toast is wonderful if you want something a bit more filling. Flat white is a type of coffee drink. It is similar to a latte, but with less milk and a stronger coffee flavor. Very popular, and good idea to keep a list. I honestly wish someone had given me a list like that when I first arrived. It would have saved me so much time wandering around trying to figure everything out on my own.
You are honestly being so helpful. I feel like I have gathered more useful information in the last 10 minutes than I could have found in an hour of searching online. That is actually one of the best things about talking to a real person who knows a place, right? No algorithm can replace local knowledge. Local knowledge means the practical, insider information that only someone who actually lives in a place would know. By the way, you mentioned you work as a graphic designer. Is that from home, or do you go into an office? I ask because I am wondering how common it is in this building to be working from home during the day.
Oh, good question. I mostly work from home, actually. Probably 4 days a week at home and 1 day at a studio downtown where I meet with clients. So yes, I am around during the day quite often. And from what I know, there are a few other people in the building who work remotely too. So it is not unusual to see people coming and going at odd hours or staying in during the day. Work remotely means to do your job from home or somewhere other than a traditional office using a computer and internet connection. It has become very common in recent years. Does your new job involve any remote work, or is it mostly in office?
It is a hybrid setup, 3 days in the office and 2 days working from home. I think that is a pretty nice balance, honestly. Hybrid in a work context means a combination of in-office and remote work. It has become a very standard arrangement at a lot of companies. I'm actually quite glad it is not fully in office because I like having the flexibility. On my home days, I can go for a walk at lunchtime or take a break at a reasonable hour without feeling like I am being watched. Speaking of which, is there a nice park or green space nearby? I love being able to walk somewhere peaceful during a lunch break.
Yes, there is a lovely park about a 10-minute walk from here. It has a big open green area, some benches, and a little pond with ducks, which is adorable. I go there pretty regularly, actually. Sometimes in the morning for a short walk, sometimes at lunch if I need a mental reset. Mental reset is an informal but very natural expression, meaning taking a break to clear your head and recharge your focus. It is the kind of phrase you might use at work or in everyday conversation. In the spring and summer, it is especially beautiful. Lots of trees and flowers. I think you're going to really appreciate having it so close by once you discover it.
A park with a pond and ducks sounds absolutely perfect. I feel like I need to make a whole discovery list now. Cafe, farmer's market, park, grocery store. Portland had a great park culture, and I was worried about missing that. Park culture refers to the habit or lifestyle of regularly using public parks for relaxation, exercise, or socializing. It is very important to a lot of city dwellers. It genuinely sounds like this is a great neighborhood for someone who likes to get outside and explore on foot. I am already feeling much more optimistic about this whole move than I was this morning when I woke up surrounded by boxes.
That is so wonderful to hear. And yes, this whole area is very walkable. That is actually one of the things I love most about living here. You can genuinely do almost everything you need on foot. Walkable is a really useful adjective that describes a place where you can easily walk to shops, parks, restaurants, and other services without needing a car. It is a very desirable quality in a neighborhood. I think the fact that you are already excited and making mental lists is a great sign that you are going to settle in really smoothly here. Some people take months to even look up from the boxes.
Ha! I think moving so quickly and having a job starting Monday has actually forced me to hit the ground running. That phrase means to start something with a lot of energy and action right from the beginning, without any slow warm-up period. I had no choice but to dive in. And honestly, meeting you today has made such a difference to how I feel about this whole transition. Did anyone welcome you like this when you first moved in? Or did it take a while to meet the neighbors? I imagine it probably depends a lot on your personality and whether you are the type to start conversations.
Honestly, when I moved in, it took me a few weeks to really start talking to people, partly because I am quite introverted at heart, even though I might not seem it. Introverted means someone who tends to recharge through alone time and may feel drained by lots of social interaction. It does not mean shy. It is more about where you get your energy from. I think I just needed to feel comfortable in my own space first before I started reaching out. But once I did, I found everyone here to be really warm. Today I just noticed you struggling with that box, and it felt like the natural thing to do was help. So in a way, your overpacked kitchen box started this whole conversation.
Ha! My overpacked kitchen box, the real hero of this story. I should write on the side of it. Responsible for making new friend on day one. That is so true, though. Sometimes the most meaningful connections start from a completely random and ordinary moment. Someone holds a door, offers to help with a box, and suddenly you have had a 20-minute conversation and you know where the nearest grocery store is, what the laundry app is called, and where to get excellent carbonara. Life is funny like that sometimes. I think I am going to remember this morning for a while. It has genuinely made me feel so much better about the whole move.
Ah, that is such a sweet thing to say. I think this is one of those situations that reminds you why it is worth making the effort to be open to people, even when you are busy or tired or have a million other things to do. Worth making the effort means that despite the energy or time it requires, the result makes it valuable. And I feel the same way. It is always a good feeling to know your neighbors. It makes the whole building feel more like a community and less like just a place where strangers happen to share walls. Okay, speaking of which, I should probably let you get back to it. I know you still have more boxes to bring in.
You are right. I should get back to it. That phrase, get back to it, means to return to whatever you were doing before the conversation. It is a very natural and polite way to end a chat without it feeling abrupt or rude. I still have at least 4 more boxes in the car, and I promised myself I would have everything inside by lunchtime. But seriously, Maya, thank you so much, not just for holding the door, but for all the tips, the recommendations, the laundry room heads up, all of it. I feel like I have a much clearer picture of where I am now. It has really made my morning.
It was my absolute pleasure, truly. I hope the rest of the unpacking goes smoothly. Unpacking, of course, is the opposite of packing. It means taking everything out of your boxes and putting things in their proper place in your new home. It is one of those tasks that always takes longer than you expect. And remember, apartment 4B, 2 floors up, knock anytime. Whether it is about the laundry app or you need a local recommendation or you just want a friendly face, my door is always open. That expression, my door is always open, means you are always welcome, and I am happy to be approached whenever you need something.
Apartment 4B. I will absolutely remember that. Thank you again, Maya. I will absolutely remember that is a strong and sincere way of confirming something. Using absolutely adds real emphasis and warmth to the statement. I think I am going to be very happy here. And honestly, this is exactly the kind of start I needed. I was feeling a tiny bit nervous about whether I had made the right decision, but I feel really confident now. You mentioned you go jogging in the mornings. Do you have a regular route? I used to run a bit back in Portland, and I have been thinking about picking it up again once I am settled.
Oh yes, I have a really nice route. I usually go down the main street, through the park I mentioned, loop around the pond, and come back a slightly different way through some quieter residential streets. It takes about 35 minutes at a comfortable pace. At a comfortable pace means moving at a speed that feels easy and sustainable. Not too fast, not too slow. It is a great phrase for talking about exercise. If you ever want to run together some weekend morning, just let me know. It can be much more motivating to run with someone than alone, and it would also be a great way for you to learn the streets. Just a thought.
Running together. I would genuinely love that. That sounds like a wonderful idea once I am slightly less exhausted from all of this. Slightly less exhausted is a very relatable understatement. Using slightly here is a bit humorous because you are clearly very tired, but you are downplaying it. It would be such a great way to learn the neighborhood and get some exercise at the same time. 2 birds with 1 stone, as they say. That idiom means achieving 2 goals with a single action. Okay, I really must start moving these boxes now, or I will never finish. But I am so glad we got to talk, Maya. This has been a really lovely start to the day.
Me too. It has been a genuinely lovely little chat, and I love that expression you used, 2 birds with 1 stone. It is such a classic English idiom, and people use it all the time in everyday conversation. Okay, go get those boxes inside, get some rest when you can, order that carbonara tonight, and good luck with your first day at the new job on Monday. You have got this. That phrase is an encouraging and supportive expression, meaning I believe in you and I am confident you will do well. It is informal, but very commonly used between friends. And welcome to the building, Daniel. I am really glad you moved in.
Thank you, Maya, for everything. I mean that sincerely. I mean that sincerely is a phrase you use when you want to make it clear that your words are genuine and heartfelt, not just polite noise. It is amazing how a 10 or 15-minute conversation with a stranger, well, a neighbor now, can completely change the tone of your whole day. I came out here feeling a little stressed and unsure, and now I feel genuinely excited. I will come knock on your door soon about that laundry situation, and I am serious about the morning run idea too. Have a great rest of your Saturday.
You too, Daniel. Enjoy getting settled in, and remember, getting settled in is that wonderful process of slowly transforming a new place into somewhere that feels truly like yours. It takes a little time, but it happens. The door is always open at 4B whenever you need it. And look, if you finish your moving early today and you need a break, the Corner Cup Cafe is wonderful on a Saturday afternoon. Very cozy atmosphere. Perfect for someone who needs a moment to breathe. I hope you love this neighborhood as much as I do. I have a feeling you're going to fit in here perfectly. Now go. You have got boxes waiting.
Ha! The boxes are calling my name. It was so great to meet you, Maya. I am really glad that box was too heavy to carry with one hand, or this conversation might never have happened. Calling my name is an informal expression, meaning something is demanding your attention or waiting for you urgently. I will see you very soon, either at your door about the laundry or at the farmer's market on Sunday, or maybe even at the Corner Cup later today if I finish up in time. Take care and enjoy the rest of your morning. Thanks again for being such a wonderful, welcoming neighbor on day one.
Never underestimate the power of an overpacked cardboard box. Take care, Daniel. And seriously, welcome. I hope this is the beginning of a really great chapter for you here. Moving to a new city and starting a new job all at once takes real courage, and it is clear you have got plenty of that. A new chapter is a beautiful metaphor. We compare life to a book, and starting something new like a new home or a new job is like turning to a fresh page and beginning a new chapter. It is full of possibility. Good luck. I am sure I will see you very soon.
A new chapter. I really like that. That is a great way to think about it. And you know what? I think it is already off to a really good start. Thank you for that perspective, Maya. Sometimes when you are in the middle of a stressful situation, you forget to step back and see the bigger picture. And the bigger picture here is actually really positive. Step back and see the bigger picture is a great idiom, meaning to look beyond the immediate details and stress to understand the overall situation more clearly. Okay, I am really going now. See you soon, neighbor.
See you soon, neighbor. And there you have it. Two strangers connected by a heavy box and a held open door, and now they are neighbors in the fullest sense of the word. That is the beauty of a simple, genuine conversation. In English, and really in any language, the willingness to say hello, offer help, and share a little of yourself with someone new is one of the most powerful social tools you have. Today, we heard so many useful phrases, from take you up on that to hit the ground running to see the bigger picture. Keep practicing them and they will soon feel completely natural. Welcome to the neighborhood.